So happy to have you here. Happy Monday. Happy new month. The first Monday of the month is always a busy one for me. I always work at my planner, my calendar, and figure out, where things need to be, whether it's for my family, now my puppy, myself, my podcasting, and even my makeup business. But I just love kind of like setting those goals, writing down in the calendar the things that I get to look forward to and all of the excitement. But in addition, every single month at minutewithmary.com, I get to come on out with a new special. And this month's special is all about your base face. So your foundation, your primer, your setting products, concealer, bronzer, blush, highlighter, all of those kind of things. That is a big sale going on when you are able to bundle up a few items together. So I'm going to be teaching you this month a lot about the basics. If you are not in my Minute with Mary Facebook group, I highly recommend you head on in there. You just search the hashtag Minute with Mary and you'll be able to join on in. All right, let's get things started. So as you can see, I have on my gold eye masks. These are my go-to every single day. They help tighten and brighten my skin underneath my eyes, as well as adding massive amounts of hydration. So I smile a lot. I'm like Buddy the Elf. Smiling is my favorite. So I do have quite a few crow's feet and just some fine lines. I'm also 40 and this is what happens. So to help combat those signs of aging underneath my eyes and just to help it look brighter, and also to help with dryness, I like to wear these under eye masks on days that I wear makeup. The cool thing is that they give instant results. So they're going to tighten up those physical under eye bags, smooth out areas where you have fine lines, and also super hydrate. So if you have issues with concealer kind of like creasing or getting stuck on dry skin, that's going to be one of the big things that I suggest. Another thing is to hydrate with some great eye cream. So the eye cream that I use is going to really kind of like trap in those serums and do some long-term lasting results. I use about a size of a half of a piece of rice on each eye, and I even bring it up on my upper eyelid because as time has gone on, my upper eyelids have begun drooping a little bit. Please let me know if I'm not alone in that, if you are having any of those issues as well. So this eye cream is going to have also long-term results. So one thing that I get tons of questions about is people having issues with their concealer and their under eyes. And honestly, the first thing I'm going to suggest to you is your skincare. Under eye skin is the thinnest skin on your face, aside from your lips. So it wrinkles easily, it dries out easily, it doesn't have as much oil glands as the rest of our skin. So even though we're going to be working with a lot of cream-based products today, I want you to know that we don't want to be adding layers of thickness underneath your eyes. Less is more when it comes to your under eye skin, and because of that, one of the best things that you can do is actually work on your skincare needs, particularly for that under eye skin. One more thing that I love to recommend, of course, is my liquid collagen. I take this every single day. It's going to brighten, tighten, and make your skin look more youthful. This also works on the elasticity. So if you have sagginess here, fine lines, larger pores, blotchiness to your skin, this is going to help your hair, your skin, your nails. And when I say skin, it helps with skin all over the place. Hi, Juanita. How are you? All right, cheers. If you do take your daily collagen, I'm going to cheers to you. And if you don't yet and you wanted to try it out, I do have a new beauty box for April. It includes actually 60 of those gold eye masks, 15 of my collagen, loads of makeup and skincare for you to try things out. So if that is something that you're interested in, it's 76% off. It might even be more than that because I just switched it up. So if you're interested, just shoot me a message and say, hey, I want to learn more about the April beauty box. Look at me. I'm so excited. I'm like spilling it on my hand. Oh, goodness me. It is all good. Good to the last drop. All right, so I'm going to actually tie my hair back just because I don't want to get it in any of the makeup that I have going on. So you saw I was able to do my my under eyes, and I am going to go in with a little bit of my day cream. Loving the sun we're currently got here in the UK. Awesome. We have some sun here too in Rhode Island, and it has made a big difference. That's why I'm so bright here in this video. I was asked recently by a friend of mine who lives in Germany, and she also does this beauty business like I do, and she said, oh my gosh, your lighting is so good. And I was like, it's because it's finally sunny out. Some days in April, it's hit or miss. We either have some days of sun and some days without. When you are applying your moisturizer day and or night, please don't forget your neck and your décolletage. The skin needs hydration as well. And then I am going to go in with some of my SPF. So I want to just quickly put that on and protect my skin, because so many of the things, what we work on when it comes to foundation are things that we're not confident about, right? It might be that we have uneven skin tone and redness to our skin, or acne scars. Maybe it is texture, or maybe age spots. So there's different things that we all have that we love about ourselves. And then there's other things that we may not particularly love yet. You know, we got to work on all that self-love. But what I find with foundation and concealer and all of those kind of base face items is they can help kind of alter the way that those areas of your face that you're less than confident about, to kind of hide those. And then they can also help accentuate other aspects of your face that you love, and or you can honestly kind of like reshape your face in different ways. So myself being mostly Scottish and Irish, I've got a lot of Celtic heritage in me. I've got a lot of freckles. I do get some rosiness to my face. I will say, since taking liquid collagen now for a year, my base face is pretty evened out. Like, you can see it. I don't really have a lot of like red blotchiness unless I go outside or I exercise. But for the most part, I'm really, really happy with my skin. But as I said, I am 40, so I've got these little freckles. You're going to be seeing more of them as the summer goes on. But I do have some prominent age spots that I don't love. And I've got this little guy. I forget the name of it. It's like keratosis or something like that, but I have to go to the dermatologist. It's some weird little thing that just is going to keep popping up for all of my life, and then they have to freeze it off. But it's not cancerous. It's not a concern. It's just annoying to me because I don't like it. But I'm going to tell you, I don't like it, but I know how to kind of help diffuse the way that it looks. I'm going to share that with you. All right, so we've got my base skincare on right now. We've got my SPF on. I'm going to take my Prime and Set Mist. Had a fun little weekend this weekend. And this week is going to be crazy and busy. It is my eldest child, my son's 10th birthday on Friday. I became a mom 10 years ago this Wednesday. It is wild for me to say that, but on the flip side, it feels that. I feel like having a newborn for the first time and being a mom for the first time, going to the hospital and labor and all this kind of stuff, it does feel kind of like a, lifetime ago. It's funny how like the things after that, when it comes to like college, like I don't feel like college was that far after that, but it was like, life just speeds up in many ways, and in other times it slows down. But this past decade of being a mom has honestly been one of the most amazing experiences of my life. So we're going to be celebrating my little lad. He is just so sweet and so excited. His birthday always coincides with the week of Easter, though, so we always kind of have to pivot with his birthdays. Quick thing. So I just sprayed this Prime and Set Mist. When you wear foundations, you need to wear a primer and you need to wear a setting product, or else honestly you're wasting your makeup. A primer is going to fill in the fine lines and pores and also act like Velcro so your makeup stays on your face. And then a setting product at the very end is going to lock it in just like you would with hairspray. If you did a really nice hairstyle and then didn't put a setting product in it, it would probably just flatten or go away, right? So when you are wanting to wear makeup, no matter if it's light coverage, just a little bit here or there, or if it's full-fledged full coverage, you are going to want to have those products. And this is something that I learned all too late in life. I honestly learned when I joined this beauty business how important those kind of products are. So there's different types. There's a primer that kind of feels like a little bit of a gel. There is primer that is a spray. And then there's also my Prime and Set powder that is a powder that is water encapsulated powder. And it kind of like becomes this kind of like creamy thing once it hits your face. You have the same birthday, Sarah. That's awesome. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Juanita says, my son had his 24th birthday last Thursday. Hope he has a fantastic birthday. Thank you. Yeah, so on Wednesday, of course, I'm just going to be taking some of that regular kind of like gel-based primer. And this I apply first. So you saw I did that Prime and Set Mist. I love that. I honestly love it. I think for me, I like to use the mist in addition to a regular primer, but you don't have to. I apply it right where my problem areas are. So I have large pores here, I have fine lines here, I have fine lines here, and then I have large pores here. Where you place your product first is where it's going to have the most impact. So if you wanted your blush, the first place you apply your blush, and then you blend out, that first place is going to have the most concentration. So when you apply your primer, don't start back here where you don't really need it as much. Apply it on those pores and then kind of go from there. So what this is going to do is it's going to fill in those large pores, any kind of scarring that I have and those fine lines. So that way when I apply my makeup, when I apply my foundation, it goes over like a nice blank canvas. Those of us who live in Rhode Island, we know the plight of potholes right now. Our state, I'm pretty sure, has been voted like the worst potholes in the nation. It's terrible. I mean, it is break your car terrible, and they come out of nowhere. But it's like we have potholes in our face, and the primer is like the cement filler. Now the trick with primer, So when I first started to use primer, I was like, I don't notice it making a big difference. That's because I didn't let it set. Just like cement filler in the potholes in the road needs to set, or else it's too liquidy and it doesn't really get to do its job. Primer needs to set. So give it, 2 to 5 minutes, however much time you need to let it kind of not feel like you can move it around anymore. Let it do its job, and then it creates this really nice smooth canvas. Plus, as I said, it acts like that Velcro for your makeup. So what do you do now? Well, if you're not going to be doing a lot of eyeshadows, this is when you can go finish your hair, go brush your teeth, go get your cup of coffee. I personally like to take care of my eyes during this portion, but that is completely what I like to do. But if you do eyeshadows, eyeliner, this is the perfect point to do it. And I also like to do my eyes before I do my face makeup, just in case I do make a mess or I drop a little bit of an eyeshadow. It's much easier to clean up before I've done concealer or any of that kind of stuff. But because today's focus is going to be on that base face, I'm going to do a really, really simple eye. And for that, I'm actually going to get my handy dandy palette, number 9. I use this one all the time. It's just so good. It's so easy to use. And I'm going to use this base shade right here. It's kind of ivory, just to cancel out all of those freckles and fine lines, and not freckles and fine lines, freckles and veins that I have on my lid. Hello, Rhonda. How are you? Great to see you. Thank you so much for the hashtag Hello Lovely. Friends, if you haven't done that yet, please do. It helps me make sure that the comments are working, because sometimes Facebook gets a little weird. It also honestly helps boost my business. So whether or not you are a customer of mine, if you want to support my small business, giving those likes and those comments helps other people see my videos. And you can also, if you like what you learn, you can share it into your stories or onto your wall, or share it with a friend if you think anybody else might enjoy these little tips. So what you can see is, as I said, I just took that kind of like bone color. You can also take a pressed powder in your skin tone shade, and that for me just kind of cancels out any of those veins and freckles and general discoloration that I personally have on my eyelid. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to take that same big old fluffy blending brush, and now I'm going to go into this tan color. You can use your bronzer, all right? Bronzer is such an amazing multi-purpose product. So you could, you know what? I might as well, right? Let me do it. Oh, well, I'm going to be doing a cream bronzer, so I won't today. When it comes to cream products on your eyelids, here's a couple of things that I want you to know. There are a lot of people who use cream-based eyeshadows. I don't frequently have good luck with those. I have had good luck with my liquid eyeshadows. These ones right here, they dry super quickly and they hang on really tight. The issue that I have is I have hooded eyelids. So if something is too creamy, or if there's not a nice base to the eyeshadows, it kind of just like pulls and gets all stuck in my crease. Has that ever happened to you? Please let me know that I'm not alone. So my liquid shadows don't move for me. These eyeshadows that I'm putting on my eyes right now are infused with some eye primer, but I don't have anything like creamy underneath. I don't have a creamy foundation or a creamy concealer underneath. My new stick eyeshadows, which sold out, but they'll be coming back soon. Those also have incredible staying power. It's so strong that I have to do one eye at a time because it sets really, really well. But as I was saying, if you're someone who does have hooded eyelids and or oily eyelids, if you find that your makeup just doesn't really stay that well, the first question I'm going to ask is to make sure that you're wearing a high quality product. The second thing I'm going to ask is, like what type of eyeshadow are you wearing? Is it one that's meant to budge? And of course, looking at your eyelid shape, right? But then the third thing is going to be an eye primer. A lot of people do benefit from using an eye primer because that will add that extra grip. It's even stronger than face primer. Rhonda says, I forgot and left my mascara in my bra this morning to warm it up, and I found it at work. Oh my gosh, I love that. That has happened to me one too many times. So when your mascara gets a little drier, at a certain point, it starts to get towards its latter portion of its life cycle. Mascara has the shortest life cycle out of all your makeup. It is only good for 3 months from the day that you first start using it. I'm not saying if you use it every single day. I'm saying from the day you open this sucker, the time is ticking, and it's good for 3 months. But towards maybe the last month, maybe the last half of the third month, or depending upon how frequently you use it, it can start to get a little drier. And all you need to do is stick it in your bra like Rhonda did. Or if you want to be a little classier, you can put a hot cup of water and put your mascara in it. And that heat is going to make the mascara super creamy and like it's brand new again. So I love that tip. But be warned, what happened to Rhonda is not unusual if you get into the habit of putting it in your bra. All right, so I'm using just that like light brown matte shade. What this is doing is it's adding definition to my eyelids. It's adding kind of that shadowy look to it. And then I'm going to go in just with this shimmer shade right here. I'm even going to take my finger and I'm going to apply it on my lower lid. You can also use a more densely packed brush. But I don't think there's anything wrong with using your fingers. Some people get kind of grossed out when they use their fingers on their face for makeup, but I think we were born with some of the best tools. So I'm a huge fan, and you are going to see me use my fingers when it comes to the cream blush. So I am using, as I said, my cream stick stick foundations today to do my base face plus my new all-in-one color stick. So all face items. We got primer, setting products, foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer, highlighter, all that stuff on massive sale for April only. Perfect time if your skin tone changes or if you want a different coverage. So just send me a message saying color match and I will color match you right away. All right, so we've got our eyeshadows done, and as I said, my primer has now set. I can totally do an eyeliner now if I wanted to. I wouldn't recommend doing your mascara portion of your makeup until you're finished with your face. Mascara should be last. So I'm fine with this. I have what I have on tap today is puppy glass, so I am not trying to go full out glam. I just want to look human again. All right, so to kick things off, I'm going to be taking my stick foundation. This is my current shade. Actually, I put a little self tanner on. Let's see which one I might be. Oh, I might be that. Let's see which one. I mean, I'm still vampire. I am still vampire, but this one looks pretty good. So this is a really common thing this time of year when you start to go outside, or if like me, you wear some self tanner from time to time, it may be time for you to get a different foundation shade. I'm going to go with my lighter shade just because that blends closer to my neck. My face, once again, my Celtic heritage, frequently is a bit more pigmented. It has more freckles and pinkness than my neck. So when I do color match people, I like to see this portion of your body in addition to your face, because we've seen all too often people who wear makeup and it's like you can see the line around their face where their foundation begins and ends. So sometimes when people do a more medium or fuller coverage foundation, I do match it closer to their neck and their chest so that way they won't have this weird kind of line on them. But it is weird if you've never worn fuller coverage foundation because it does cancel everything out. It creates a completely blank canvas. Today I'm going to be doing more of a medium to light coverage. I do want some of my freckles to shine through. So as I said, what I don't love is I don't love my large age spots. I do love my freckles, but even though my age spots like to pretend that they're freckles, they're not. So I'm going to take that lighter shade of the stick foundation and I'm going to do what I like to call a reverse contour. So you know how contouring and you add, depth and bronzing, it always is more of those deeper shades. I like to do a reverse contour because, and I don't even know if that's a real thing, I kind of made it up myself, but because, as I said, I'm part vampire to this time of year, sometimes adding too much darker shades kind of muddles up my face and it doesn't look right. So I go with my light shade underneath where my contour line would be. And also, for me, it works out because that is where my dark age spot is that I don't like anyway. So these are areas that people generally highlight on their face using a lighter shade. And it's really kind of up to you if this is the placement of where you'd like to do it. It generally is where there is more light on your face and you're bringing those areas forward. So I do it in the inner corners of my eyes. You can also do this part with concealer, but I'm just trying to show you kind of all in one how it works. I like to do down the center. Once again, this is something that I'm not super confident about. I am going to be having it removed with a dermatologist, so I'm going to share with you how I make that show up less. And then I put it underneath my cheeks. So I'm just going to go in right now a little bit on some of my darker freckles or age spots, whatever they may be. And now I'm also going to go and take a deeper shade. So this will be acting more like my bronzer or my contour. And I'm going to put a little line right there. Little line right there. I like to go around my forehead. This is going to make my forehead look a little bit smaller. And it's also going to add some warmth to my face. And I can do this because I do have like a forehead. I can fit 4 fingers there. My forehead's a little large, and that's totally okay. I'm also going to go under here to help with some double chin action and kind of contour that out a little bit. And then last but not least, yeah, I think this is pretty good. I'm going to do my blush after. So I'm going to take that setting spray, and this is going to just kind of re-wet that stick foundation. You do not have to do that, but for me, I like doing a few little layers of that Prime and Set mist because it really gives me all day lasting hold. Just like if you were doing, you know, your hair and you had a nice big updo or something like that and you wanted it to last long, you may put a product on before you dry your hair. You may add a couple of different styling products. That's what this is for me. It's just very, very light, but it adds that insurance, and I just like how it just wets my product a little bit so that way it's really easy to press into my skin. Now with the stick foundation, can you let me know, have you ever tried a stick foundation or a cream-based foundation? Let me know in the comments. So I like to take a flat kabuki brush, which is a really densely packed brush, and I press. And I press to kind of blend. I'm not swirling it and really I'm more pressing the product into my skin, really making sure that it blends and looks like it is my skin. And I'm doing my light color first. I don't want to mix everything all together just yet. So I'm going on those lighter areas, and I didn't add too much makeup. The cool thing with this stick foundation, and I will say this is not a product that I personally use when it gets super humid. When it gets super humid, I do not wear the stick foundation just because I get sweaty. And so for me, cream-based products when I'm super sweaty, it doesn't always work for my skin. You know, trying out foundations and stuff, it really comes down to personal preference and what your skin type is like. But when it's this more transition type of year, in winter and early spring, I honestly love it, and I find it so easy. You just draw it on your face and blend it out, and that's good to go. Hi, Kathleen, how are you? So I've now blended out that lighter shade, and I'm now going to go in with that deeper shade that I created as more of my contour and bronzing. So when you're doing your deeper shade, you want to go on that kind of cheekbone area and then always kind of pull it up and back. You don't want to drag it down. We're not giving ourselves a beard. We are more giving ourselves some warmth and also definition back into our face. And you can see I went really, really light on the areas of my face where I have those freckles that I still want to shine through. So really what I'm trying to accomplish with these stick foundations is adding just some definition back into my face with this deeper shade, and then with the lighter one it was more to cover up areas that I'm not super confident about. So I love having a little bit of kind of like a bronze look to my face, particularly now that we're entering the spring. I just think it adds that nice healthy glow, even though for myself, I'm not necessarily someone who tans a lot. I'm great. Thank you so much, Kathleen. All right, so, and then as I said, I kind of press the product with that flat kabuki brush, and you're gonna see it's just gonna chisel out that cheekbone for me and add that definition. And then I'm gonna blend this out. I have made the mistake a few times of not blending this portion underneath my chin, and thank goodness for Blake, because he'll be like, Mary, you did it again, you've got dots under your face. So he is just, he's kind of like my spot checker. I do bring a little bit of it onto my ears if I feel the need to. It all really comes down to blending. Blending will help the colors merge well. So right here, you can kind of see where it is like light to dark. So I'm just gonna go where those two meet and once again press. Pressing this product is gonna really meld it beautifully into your skin. This stick foundation gives a dewy glow. So when I ask people, do you like a matte finish or a dewy finish? This is what a dewy finish looks like. It catches the light, it looks really natural, hydrated, but if you are someone who is frequently sweaty or super oily, this may not be something that you really want because you're like, gosh, I already look that way anyway without it. And that's why I'm saying, like, in the summer, I sweat a lot anyway, and so I don't need any extra shine. I am going to go and contour my nose a bit. So I'm going to take that same deeper shade, and I am going to kind of draw, you see where my natural shadow is right here? I want my nose to look thinner. So when we're contouring, we're adding fake shadows where the shadows don't exist. So I am just going to make my nose look slimmer by drawing on those fake shadow lines further inward in my nose. You can also accomplish this by highlighting and taking a lighter shade right down the center. If you kind of highlight and make the entire nose look lighter, it's going to bring the whole thing forward. So those are some fun little tips and tricks. That's what highlighting and contouring really means, is playing with light and dark to kind of fool the eye into thinking things look more recessed and further back, or if things are being brought more forward. And this is an area that I do use my finger. You can totally use a tool. The problem with a really big tool like the one I was using is it might blend it out too much and make it like your whole nose kind of contoured. So you wouldn't want that. Summer heat here in Florida is bad, I bet. Now I'm just going to gently pat to make sure that those are blended. Fabulous. And then the other thing that I like to do is I go a little bit underneath my lower lip to make it look like my lower lip is so full that it's casting a shadow. So really, really easy. And because it's like this cream stick, it's just super easy to blend, whether it is with a kabuki brush or a blending bud. All right, now we're gonna go in for my new product. I am so excited that this is here. This is my all-in-one color stick. You can use it on your cheeks, you can use it on your lips. Some of my friends are even using it on their eyes. It has 10-hour wear, and you can put this on a bare face. Like there's so many people out there who are like, I don't need any kind of foundation, give me something easy. This is easy. You can keep it in your purse, pop a little bit on your cheeks and on your lips, and you, chef's kiss, are good to go. You can also use it when you're wearing, other pieces of makeup. So it comes in 4 different shades. This one is my personal favorite. I love my like cool tone berry pinks and reds. This is called Fresh Orchid. What I'm going to do is put a couple little dots right here. It may not look a lot, but this thing packs a punch. Now you can blend once again with your fingers. You can blend with a brush. You can blend even with, it comes with a little sponge on the bottom. So if you wanted to use your sponge, you could. But for me, I love just having that warmth from my fingertips. I just feel like it blends it so nicely. And this is going to continue that dewiness. So this is a great product for makeup minimalists who just want a little something and then they're good to go. Teens, young people are loving having more of like a dewy look to their makeup. And you don't have to do this on top of regular dewy makeup. This could be on top of more matte makeup, but this could just add a little bit of that extra hydration. So this shade, as I said, it is my favorite. You're going to be seeing me wear it a lot this month just because I do love me some cool toned pink. So if you have a cooler undertone, if I've color matched you before and I've told you, ooh, you're cool toned, this one's going to be your jam. You're going to absolutely love it. So you can see just the difference that made. This side is just with regular foundation and a little bit of warming with some bronze and contour, whereas this one I added some blush. I go heavy with blush. I'm a believer in the power of blush. I absolutely love it. You don't need to wear as much as me. I also sometimes bring it more on this apple of my cheek. If you're wanting just more of a lifted look to your face, if you're trying to, make it look less full, if you're trying to kind of slim the look of your face, you can apply it more on this outer portion of your eye and bring it up here and leave this area free and clear of the blush, and really focus on bringing it all the way up here. You can see the difference. So when you put it here, it can sometimes drag your face a little bit more down, whereas this is giving a more lifted appearance. Let me know if you can see that difference. I can see it, but I don't know if you can see it. So this, as I said, I've got it all the way up here and to here. And that's because I just felt like going a little heavy with my blush. And sometimes I like to have the blush on that pop of my cheek. But the more modern way to do it, and the way to do it if you want to help with raising your face, slimming your face, would be more of this style. So really like the outer portion of your eye and up, and even bringing it up here around that end of your eyebrow, almost like in the C shape, is really going to help bring the look forward, bring the look up. So, I've talked a lot, like a concealer and, highlighting and contouring, it's all an optical illusion. And that's what you can also do when it comes to your blush placement. But as I said, today I am here for a little bit here. But if you feel that your face looks a little full and you want to slim it down, I wouldn't necessarily put it right here. Ideally, don't go below your nostrils either, because that's going to drag the look down. But I'm just feeling like I want to have a little bit of that summertime kind of glow. And I'll even put a little bit right here. Got myself some cuteness going on with some blush. All right, I'm also going to show you how you can use this on your lips. So this lip product, it's the all-in-one color stick. You can use it on your cheeks, your lips. Some people are even using it on their eyes. I have to keep trying it because, as I said, my eyes are a little tricky because I have that hood. So I'm going to try it again and see if I can make it work. But what I love about this product on my lips is it stays for 10 hours. So it goes on, and at first it feels like creamy, kind of like the feeling of your traditional lipstick, or a lip balm or a lip butter. But then it sets like a lip stain. And I used to have these liquid lip stains that you would apply on your lips. They would dry. You would feel like there was nothing on it. And I loved it. But eventually those kind of were phased out. And this gives me that same feeling that I feel like there's nothing physically on my lips. And yet I can still have this beautiful pop of color. So this is like a good, a good layering of it to give you that true color, that nice cool toned pink. I'm gonna be sharing with you other shades of this. I've got a nice like cinnamon kind of shade, some lighter shades. Let's see, are they here? Are you guys here? They are, yay! Just so I can swatch these for you. So this one's the one I'm wearing, Fresh Orchid. That cool toned pink right there. Then my other deep shade is called Cinnamon Latte. And this one, as I said, has a bit more warmer undertones. Some people are using this even for their bronzing and their contouring as well. Absolutely lovely shade. Then this one, Peony Pink. There we go. This is kind of more your true pink. And then last, I've got Barely Blushing. And this one is a lot lighter, and you can use it as a highlighter as well. So if you're someone who, you don't want to have as bold of a pink color that I do, you may be more apt to try one of these two. But like I said, I even love this one as a bit of a highlight. It just has a little pop, almost like a peachiness to it. You see it right there? It's just so pretty. And then I might use it right down the area on my nose, right there, and then we'll do a little bit right here. It just adds such a nice glow to your skin that people are gonna think you just had a facial. It's so good. So those are the shades. Let me know which one's your favorite. This one, once again, this was Cinnamon Latte, and this is Fresh Orchid. This is Peony Pink, and this is Barely Blushing. Let me know which color you like the best, because I'm gonna try them out this month for you. All right, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling much more pulled together. I'm going to throw on some mascara once I get off of here, pull up these brows. But this is really kind of the ease of the base face when it comes to your cream products. When you're working with cream products, they go before any powders. If you did want to minimize some texture, you are going to take a little bit of setting powder or even your pressed powder. So like I said, right here, this little guy, I have to remember its name. It's like a keratosis or something. But it's just a little weird thing that's been hanging out on my face, and dermatologist is gonna get rid of it. It is texture. So physical under eye bags, pores, skin texture that's been altered because of scarring. Texture shows up when you have dewy skin. Okay, so even though we love it, ooh, look at all the light catching it. A, if you're oily, you may not like the light catching it. B, if you've got texture and large pores, you may not like the light touching it. Or if you've got, something like I do. So here's what you do. You mattify just those areas. You can completely still embrace the dewy look and the hydrated look, and then just kind of tweak the areas that you're not super comfortable about. So I'm going to take just a little bit of my setting powder and apply it right there on that annoying thing. It is still there. I mean, you can still see it, right? But it's not catching the light anymore. So if there is texture issues for you, and I'm also going to do it on my pores, it is now not shining that much. So it's still there, but it's not catching the light. It's funny because normally, now I'm just going to do this underneath my eye bags, because once again, my physical under eye bags I don't love. I don't have that many issues with my under eyes too much, but just mattifying it right there. Can you see the difference in how this is a bit shiny because of its dewiness and hydration? But this just kind of mattified that little bit, and then I put a little bit right here where I get a little oily in those large pores. So I still have all the dewiness and hydration, but my areas that I don't feel super confident about, I've now mattified. So I'd love to know if you can see the difference. I'll stay right here and kind of go back and forth. And a lot of people do kind of get, as I said, a little oily or sweaty right in this area along your nose. And right here is generally the area that people have large pores. So there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of setting powder and applying it there. I get a little oily right here, And then I frequently get a little shiny right in this area, but I'm keeping my nose clear from it. I like to have that glowiness to it. It just makes such a nice difference. Now I do need to set the rest of my face, and for that I'm going to do my setting spray. My little Prime and Set Mist. And like I said, this is going to really kind of lock it in just like hairspray would for your face. It's going to look a little bit extra dewy right now just because it's wet, but once it dries down to what it was before. Yay, Rhonda, I'm so glad you can tell. So I love the Prime and Set Mist for people who want to feel like they're not wearing a lot of makeup, for people who want to enhance that dewiness. Really, really easy. If you want either a matte look or if there's areas of texture that you don't feel confident about, that's when you're going to want to get the Prime and Set powder. You can use the Prime and Set powder all together, right? But it will leave you with a matte look overall, which also I love some days. So the Bare You all-in-one color sticks, they are available now at minutewithmary.com. I have a full face sale going on, so whether it's foundation, concealer, setting or priming products, even face brushes, my all-in-one color sticks, these are all on sale for the month of April. If you need color recommendations, whether it's for color matching you for foundation or you want to know which of the color sticks might be good for you, just send me a little message and I'd be more than happy to help you. And I hope that you have a wonderful Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Minute with Mary. Don't forget to write #HelloLovely. That really, really makes a huge difference for me, helps the video get seen by others, and it also gives me a little high five over the internet. And I hope that you have a great day. Bye.